What if there was a way that you could be able to win all arguments and be able to change people's minds all the time? That law in this book, The Diary of a CEO, will teach you just that. When the author of this book, Stephen Bartlett, was growing up, he would watch his parents disagree and argue at times. And whenever they argued, he would see that his mother would always shout at his father. And his father sometimes would respond back to his mother, but most of the times he would just walk to his bedroom and just lock himself. At times he would just walk to his car and then drive off. So Stephen Bartlett unconsciously picked up this conflict resolution strategy from his father. And so years later, whenever Stephen Bartlett had an argument with his ex-girlfriend would constantly shout at him. And at times he would respond back, but most of the times he would just go and lock himself in the closet. But that did not work because she would constantly continue shouting at him. And so because of these experiences, Stephen Bartlett sought to find a way on how he will be able to solve conflicts and arguments successfully. Tali Sharot, a professor of neuroscience, decided to do a study in order to find out how the brain or the human brain works when under argument. So they got about 42 volunteers and they divided them into groups of twos. And each couple were presented with pictures of real estate. They were told to give price estimations. For the couples that gave almost the same price estimations, their brains seemed to light up and sort of be receptive to each other's opinions. But for those couples that gave different price estimations, their brains seemed to freeze up, sort of value the opinion of the other person less. And so from this study, they concluded that in order to win an argument, you should not start with a statement of disagreement, because when you start with a statement of disagreement, what will happen is that the other person's brain will freeze up and will not be receptive to what you are going to tell them. So if you would like somebody to be receptive and listen to what you're going to say, even if you want to disagree and change their mind, first start off with a statement of agreement. Always start every argument with a statement of agreement. That way their brain will open up and light up and they'll be more receptive to what you're going to say next. Julian Treasure, a communication and speaking expert whose video on TED Talk has been watched over 100 million times, said that in order to be a good communicator and conversationalist, when speaking to somebody, listen to them so that they can feel heard, and then when responding to them, respond in a way that makes them feel understood. The people with whom we always agree on most of the things are the ones who are most likely to change our minds. So the principles I've already told you, when in an argument, do not start with a statement of disagreement. Always start with a statement of agreement. That way their brains will light up. And always when speaking to somebody, listen to them that they can feel heard and also respond in a way that makes them feel understood. Keep in mind those two principles, and you're going to be able to win every argument and be able to change people's minds for the better.